Stone Baby Founder Acharya Prabhupada ki Jai Musabhata Paramhamsa Parivritta Acharya Sata Sismat His Divine Rishi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaisnava Vrinda ki Jai Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki Jai Prince Kahasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Govakta Vrinda ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Jai Brajan Vrindam Dham ki Jai Radha Mai Vrindam ki Jai Ganga Mai ki Jai Jamuna Mai ki Jai Bhakti Devi ki Jai Tulsi Maharani ki Jai Samavita Bhakti Vrinda ki Jai Nidai Gaur Premanande Glorious Glorious Glory to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Yes.
English or Hindi? Hindi, English?
New Zealand. Hare Krishna. Jai. Prabhupada taught in English. All right. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jatapadakamam Sri Guru Vaishnava Sri Rupam Sahrijatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tantam Sishivam Sadhraitam Sahrutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanatamsya Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagannapate Gopesh Bhumika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavan Vansha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vaishnava Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama I was told to speak on Vaishnava etiquette. An initiated devotee who is a bhakt of Vishnu must follow these regulative principles of behavior. Haridas Thakur, he was illiterate, he was a Muslim, he was totally rejected by his community, yet he was chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, for which he has been ostracized, beaten at 22 marketplaces by the Muslims. So, regardless, he never deviated from his ideal behavior. Amongst the adversities, how is it so, and what entails the culmination of all the teachings of the bhakti? How should it manifest in one's embodiment? Internal behavior, external behavior, every kind of behavior is being watched. Because our development and progress will be based on Vaishnava etiquette. So, this is the introduction, but we have to divide our 24 hours into different ways of our engagement. Starting, how does a Vaishnava start his day, and how does he end? So, there are so many sections. Without proper behavior, we do not have a mindset to go back home back to God. So we have to be very careful. Introducing this, the essence of Vaishnava behavior is dependent upon how mature devotee. So we have to follow in the footsteps of those ideal behavior and those who are exhibiting. The first and foremost important thing, asatsanga chariya Vaishnava rancha. Asatsanga chariya. He has to give up the association of those who are not Vaishnava. They are not devotees. Because they spoil our life. This is the primary thing. Then what should be in satsang? A satsanga chari, but satsanga brahmakari. So let's see. Generally, it starts from our rising early, cleansing the body and the place of our sleep. Generally, we do not have to clean our place of sleep because it is some kind of uncomfortable to clean. The bed cannot be cleaned. But this cleansing was previously executed, that they were sleeping on the hard surface, but at the same time, the overnight, perspiration and other things that has been accumulated on the floor can make floor the dirty. Whether you have a sleeping bag or anything, you roll it up, cleans with wet sponge. We have been trained like that. When we joined in the early 70s, there was no hot water. And at minus 30 degrees, we are supposed to take bath in cold water. But running water will never get freeze. It will never get frozen at all. So you go and come out as fast as you can. You may go again 2 or 3 times, but then as soon as you do, then you have to have your latent heat from the body comes out, and you will never feel cold, even though there's minus 32. Latent heat of the body will keep you warm. So you can easily perform other duties, starting sit down in front after wearing clean clothes, then attachment with the holy name and the Vishishta. Then you put a tilak, again chanting. Don't put yourself into muffled mouth. You have to speak out. The third thing is put tilak on again and chant your Gayatri. Otherwise, you can start trying to run. When the time for Mangalarti is there, then walk. Don't drive. Food is there. We had to attend 2 Mangalartis. I'm talking of movement now. We have Old Temple side, which is about 1.5 miles away. So we have to walk. We have to run. And there were ice conditions there. Still, we will make it to Mangalarti. Even in Mayapur, Mangalarti starts at 4 o'clock. Then at 4:30, so you have in between only 10 minutes. You have to finish 20 minutes Mangalarti in some other area, and then you run and take your regular stage. Attend the Mangalarti, participate in the Mangalarti, take the remnants of Mangalarti, either in the form of the Aarti, Ashta, and the flower, everything. And if you are a pujari, after Mangalarti, you have to start your routine. Because you are well equipped mentally, you have to take your sit. When the deities come, you have to perform upadana, accumulating the paraphernalia of it. Worship the paraphernalia. See the attitude. Worship the paraphernalia and then progress by procedures. You have to worship Ganti even, that is used in ringing the bell while chanting. You have to worship the Achman Patra and the mantras before that. You have to do even making the Madhupak as well as Arghya. There are mantras for Arghya. Now, in the first initiation, you are not supposed to do, but when you are in Brahman initiation, you have to do. It is quite intensified, not rituals, but it is invoking the spirit of your devotion with the help of all the standardized paraphernalia. Right. Then deities are there, the bathing mantras are there. You have to take out the upavitam, put aside, invite the deity, offer them with the ringing bell, all the paraphernalia that is required. It depends upon which deity you have entrusted. Shalagram, or you have Giriraji, Krishna, Govinda. Generally, the Archa Vigrahas are, that is of Utsav, they have to be worshipped on behalf of the bigger deities. Bigger deities are taken care of. They can't have a bath, but sponging is required. And maintain every now and then. I was supposed to worship Srinathji, so I tried to do Abhishek on the lotus feet only every day. Light bath, take out the chandan. But it is so sublime that you are engrossed in all the activities, thinking of Krishna, and you can't think anything outside. It will prevent you. Then, as householder, you can't do this thing in the house. But if you have a duty in the temple, you have to work out. Or you have to know everything. Kapil Dev is telling to Devahuti that a pujari has a responsibility to interact with the deity and Paramatma, which is sitting in each and every element, you have to involve. But our deity worship is not Murti Puja. You have to be aware of the regulations which are saying Arche Vishnu Shiladi Guru Sunarmati Vaishnava Jatir Buddhi Narki. It's a hellish mentality to keep that the Archa Vigraha who has appeared by the invitation of the Guru and the Guru Tattva as well as Krishna Tattva, there won't be much difference. So, how to engage yourself in such an attitude to enter into the worship? This is just for your moment. Those who are not engaged that way, it's for you. How to advance, because Vaishnava etiquette and advancement in Krishna consciousness goes parallel. So, in this process, we need to keep being humble, always offer obeisance. Now, when you enter the altar, you can't enter just like that. Invoke the presence of the Lord, that here your servant can take a lamp and the bell ring. So you don't enter into the dark. Have a lamp. And then enter. And then you invoke the mantra of waking up. So much detailing is there that you can't think other way around. So, being humble, offering obeisances, meditating upon the deity, sitting and talking, dress and appearance, everything, as I said before, tilaka, hair, kanthimala, those in English, mustache and beard are forbidden. Then, cleanliness and the hygiene is to be important. General behavior, the way you treat the deity, you have to treat your congregation and fellow devotees too. If there is conflict or contradictions between the two behaviors, then no way you cannot work. So, after attending the duty, from keeping up the time, Prabhupada was very punctual. At 7:10, the conch shell should blow, announcing the appearance of the deity. The devotees will get together and one after another, the deities are giving their darshan, welcome, to welcome them. Darshan is not only simply looking at, oh, darshan hoga. No, you have to observe each and every, starting from the lotus feet to all the gradually rising up. You have to know the technique of darshan. How Kunti was looking at Lord Krishna, because she was connected with the family as the aunt, and what kind of relationship she should have. But she knew Krishna's absolute truth. Generally, aunties do not know anything, right? They want to pour their own feelings and shut up. This is not good. For deity worship, you have to be extremely careful. You can't build that kind of relationships with the deity. It is not purified. Relationships are there, but to invoke relationship, you have to start with awe and reverence. You can't jump up anywhere. When Ramamurti Prabhu was here, we taught the demonstration of deity worship, right? You were there. So that is only how to take care of the deity before dressing, how to give them bath. So everything is nitty-gritty. How you want to treat yourself, you must, take that as a principle to treat the deity. You want to be very, very careful about taking yourself. You have to do similar application to the deity. So, so when the deities are appearing, you attend the Aarti class, honoring Mahaprasadam, Nirmalya, flower garlands, and everything that you have to look into that. Then Charanamrita, Neelam, Then the clothing and Mahaprasadam, the clothings which are coming out after several use, they may tend to wear out. So what do you do with this? Do auction, generate some income for the temple, right? That's right. It's called Mahaprasad. Nothing should be wasted. Only garlands which are so profusely offered, where do you throw them? Where do you throw them? You can't throw anywhere and everywhere. It's called Nirmalya. Everything that is used in deity worship is identical with the Supreme Lord. There is no difference between the process and the worship of person. So there are other etiquettes also to be understood. How do you handle the sacred item? How is your personal habit? Kirtan, dancing, speech, preaching, prasadam and kitchen religion will begin. Prabhupada showed a proper etiquette. As an example, when Janki and Mukund both were getting married. So Prabhupada told Janki, can you call your family members to attend your marriage? Because we require that. The ceremony and other things were simple, but to show the now Prabhupada taught the sister some etiquette. Okay. Those who are habituated with some kind of vices and other things, they need to follow. Right? So Prabhupada told Jane was Janki's sister. And she came, Prabhupada said, go wash your hands. Tie up your hair. Don't let loose. Make sure the loose hair should not fall into the preparation. Then showed how to build the dough, puri. And she said, I want to take a break. She was smoking. Prabhupada understood, but at least we need to engage something. So Prabhupada understood and Janki, why don't you, Jane, why don't you go and wash your hands with soap and water? Oh, I have clean hands. No, you smoke, right? Like that. So as many times you would touch, even head, that will make wash your hands. Cleanliness is next to godliness. But it means you have to meditate on Krishna for performing any duty. Then you're going to offer. So besides that, how to honor and serve Krishna is also in the etiquette. Where serving Prasadam in temple style, sit down and eat, no buffet. All right? No buffet. How do you honor prasad? That is also another way. You can't use fork and spoons. Use your bare hands, clean hands. Prabhupada brought each and everything that is in our practice. It is easy to understand, isn't it? It's not difficult. But because in foreign, nobody, or even we forget that. Prabhupada brought the same old culture. He said, I have come here to introduce the cultural revolution. If the word revolution will be used, everybody can start. But Prabhupada wanted to do that. Each and every detail, nothing is imported. Prabhupada brought with him. How do you deal with the devotees of different categories? How do you deal with the neophyte? How do you deal with Madhyamadikari? How do you deal with Uttamadi? Interactions, but with proper etiquette. Honoring somebody is one thing, but just like familiarity breeds contempt, then one has to be very careful. It's not human nature, it's animal. We are above the animals and we should behave, and the proper conduct should be there. Generally, yes, we always fail. Men fails obeisance is Dandava, and women Panchanga. After Panchanga, Namaskar. Only fine. There are dealings with spiritual master, either instructing spiritual master or the conduct with even master Dashak, spiritual master. That is also good. After getting inspired and getting into the regulated performance of devotional service, association of devotees, how is it that one can transgress the laws of etiquette and consider by little knowledge they think they have become qualified to insult anybody and everybody? The 10 offenses on the holy name also comes in. But besides that, there are Seva Aparadas, there are Vaisnava Aparadas, there are Dhama Aparadas. They also have to be enumerated. We'll go over those Aparadas to be taken care. How do you deal with your seniors in administration? Dealing with the God brothers, those who are initiated. How do you deal with the ladies? Respectful. You can't indulge the way you think you are in a club. No way. How do you deal with the guest? How do you address the Vaishnava? The fellow Prabhu. There were little fights. I mean, killing. If man is supposed to be Prabhu, then what about the thing? As a Prabhavi? No. They are also called Prabhu. You must be knowing all this nitty-gritty things and the ministry of mothers, they have to be taken care of. Everything has to be known and everything has to be practiced. Knowledge is not important, but practice is important. That you put in your daily activities. A Vaishnava may be a common term for other devotees also, those who are not affiliated with our institution. But how do you see that? We have to have a respectful, at least address and interactions. You may not subscribe to the so-called institution or teaching, but we have to behave with anybody with Vaishnava etiquette. Generally, Vaishnavas are not seen from a material viewpoint. How does Haridas Thakur would see a Vaishnava? What is his definition of Vaishnava? Haridas Thakur. He said that anybody who chanted once Hare Krishna is to be considered a Vaishnava. And especially as the Grahasthas should be aware not to offend. Because that holy name is going to fructify sooner or later. So you can't deprive him of his regulated existence. Body of Vaishnava is a temple. When you anoint all these different tilakas, signs, or you see the stamps, because the body is considered to be a temple of Lord Vishnu. And at every place, like 12 places, we do tilak with invocation of the deity, Om Keshwaya. It's not just to do patapat and go. Speak invoke them in that part of the world. And our devotional progress is dependent upon our association with the Vishnu. Alone we cannot make progress. So we have to be very selective and choose whom to associate and whom not to associate. If we are Vaishnavas, then rest assured, you will make a tangible progress within this time to become divine in quality, and with that quality only you will be able to know Lord Shri Krishna and go back home to God. If you can do the best of, and Krishna recognizes it, he will take you right away within this lifetime. Otherwise, this becomes a permanent asset to be carried on in the next life. And with that asset, we make further progress. We are not the loser. Narad Muni said that to support the Vaishnava. Tyaktva swadarbham charanambujam hare bhajan apakvapate tato yadi pavama bhavadra putam shakim pavata apto bhantam yatra kova abhadra. So, if a Vaishnava is trying and cultivating Krishna consciousness in the immature state, suppose if he falls down, what is inauspicious for him? Because whatever he has, he gained. That is a permanent asset. On the other behalf, one who is expertly performing all the activities without Krishna consciousness, then what is his gain? He loses everything here. He has to start all over again. So how do you deal with a Vaishnava? You know, if you are a Vaishnava. We depend upon other Vaishnavas, that we may learn from them. So we associate with like-minded, otherwise we have associated with her, but not with all. It doesn't mean that we see them as discarded people. No. How do you deal with loving exchanges between the Vaishnava? What is the function of a Vaishnava in the assembly of devotees? Nachitta madagada prana bodhayam tasya parasparam tathantasya mam nityam suryanti. Nachitta. They are absorbed in my thoughts. Madagata prana. Their hearts are, attached to my heart. And they bodhayam tasya parasparam. They instruct what? Their realization about me, amongst them, between them. Kathayantasya mam nityam. They always speak my glory. Tushyanti charanam. And they are satisfied. And they rejoice also. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dradavata namasyantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. My devotees are always engaged in this activity. Satatam kirtayanto, always glorified. Always glorified. Prabhupada was always taking morning walks in Juhu Beach whenever he goes to Mumbai. And at that time, the temple was under construction. And one Dr. Patel, he was of some impersonal view as such, because he came into contact with so many other Bhagavad Gitas. And he knew some verses and this and that. So he would want to come to Prabhupada and clarify in a humble way. He was not challenging, but sometimes his spirits of challenge would come out. Right, like that. So one time, he came and met Srila Prabhupada on Chopati, that is the beach, and he had some friends with him. So Dr. Patel said, Prabhupada, these are also Krishna Bhaktas. And Prabhupada knew. He said, what kind of Krishna Bhaktas are there? And Dr. Patel could have answered. Oh, there are different kinds of bhaktas. What is that? He never knew because he's an impersonalist. He wouldn't know. And then Prabhupada said, he quoted this particular verse, Sadatam Kirtan. So, Krishna says, they are always engaging chanting my glory. I'm not teaching my disciples chant the glory of instead of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, make another Mahamantra, chant Krishna Prabhupada, Krishna Prabhupada. No, they don't include the servants with the master. If servant is becoming the master equivalent, then what is the fun? Master is master all the time. Like that. So the idea is that the fidelity to the teaching is very important. You can't manufacture and put up a replacement of Krishna with the spiritual master or make them equivalent. That's also. Even you cannot even equate Yastu Narayanam Devam, Brahma Rudradi Devatam, Samatvena Vikhyata Pakhandi Bhavet. In Padma Purana it is said that you will become a hypocrite if you try to honor everybody equally in front of the Supreme Court. Samatvena Vikhyata. That constitutes the second offense. So consider the names of Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equivalent to the name of Vishnu. Not only equal, but independent of the name of also is considered to be like that. So it's an etiquette. Supreme is supreme. He cannot become inferior. Krishna never accepted that kind of position. When he was 2 months old, he sucked the life out of Putana, but liberated her and offered her the position of mother. But loving mother? No way. Ahobakiya. What's that? What? Krishna is so kind. But the life belongs to him and he takes away. What's the big deal for him? Life is on his own part and parcel. And if he calls, that is his prerogative. Who are we to interject? But those who are under bodily conception of life, oh my God, they keep on cursing Krishna. That's foolishness. Simply we have to read Bhagavad Gita. That's the only solace and come up to the level-headed situation. And, understand that they are not belonging to us. So loving exchanges between the devotees, Vaishnavas, and dealing with the non-devotees also there are etiquettes in dealing or complaining and this and that. How to deal to resolve the issues. See, Lord Krishna himself dealt with Arjuna as a friend, but as a teacher also. And both the time the behavior was different. Once Arjuna accepted Krishna as his guide, spiritual master, Krishna started chastising to correct his misunderstanding. Asatyanam Shrochastam Pragyavadam Supasha. Gatazuna Gatasam Nanu Shochanti. You talk like a pandit, but why are you believing for the one Gata, so Agatams? Going and coming nature is of the body, not the soul. Those who are pandits, those who are learned, they never think like that. And you are thinking as if you are a great pandit and arguing with me. Murk. So such chastisement with appropriate reason should be there. It's not that chastisement is a one-way track. What is the pacifying? Suppose if you curse somebody and do not have also to tell him what will be the remedy, then you are nonsense. Narad Muni cursed Nal Kuber and Manikriva, but he also gave how to eradicate this curse and who will do it. So the blessings in the disguise there. The blessings are there. In disguise, you have to show them that your curse is really going to help. So it is said that Lalane bahuvo dosha, tadane bahuvo guna, tasmat putram cha shishyantam tadayat natula. Tadan doesn't mean corporal punishment, but a punishment should be appropriate that he may not do it again. That is called tadan. It doesn't mean beating up. So this is pretty important to understand that how to apply and where to apply, whom to be. So those who are on the equal, they can mutually do it. Otherwise, go for mediation. Those who are juniors, if they have to complain about their senior, you better approach the administrative head. You can't handle yourself. You can't handle yourself. So similarly, we desire to get somebody corrected, but at the same time, if we do not have an appropriate etiquette for initiating this so-called mediation or anything, if we do not, then we'll be implicated, will not be justified. So we must approach in an appropriate situation with appropriate authority, like that. If you are in a position to correct somebody of, say, neophyte situation, then you can do. Because you have come out from that and you will teach him something that you learned yourself in similar situation. That is an appropriate exchange and work out. Similarly, even in receiving the guest, we have lofty ideals in our sanskar. Atithi devo bhava. Right? At least offer them water. Make them like that. Even though they are your adversaries. Invite. A Vaisnava who is well situated internally with his maker, with the Supreme Lord, he is not afraid of anything. He will be careful to initiate talk. You may have reasons not to talk, to handle it directly, because it might be more complicated. But better go through mediation. But how does during 5,000 years back, Pandavas and Kauravas were acting brotherly after the sunset in the Kurukshetra war? They had a different system altogether. They will come and eat together and glorify each other. You know, how did they do in the battle? Oh my God, Arjun, you did good, very good. We'll see but no offense. Rather, it's an offenseless this. And the time to fight is there, and we will fight. Fight for the sake of fight. Hence, do your duty for the sake of Nimitta Matra service. You are conducting all these affairs, keeping Krishna in center. That's how our behavior is developing. You keep Krishna in center. Don't overdo, or sometimes devotees overdo, and then they do not get proper response. Then what they do? That is allowed. Etiquette about our own sadhana. Most of the trouble starts if we do not perform our own sadhana. Or you perform your sadhana, and then have an idea to do any damn thing you can. You can't have that either. The good faith has been confirmed in front of devotees, deities, guru, and fire sacrifice, the yajna. Everybody is witnessing. and you just go and just like stabbing your own guru from behind. That's shameful behavior. They're not to perform the sadhana. Oh, who is going to come and see me? Nobody takes my record. But Baba, your actions speak louder than your words. Whatever is in our heart as desire comes in the form of words and comes in action. Most of the conflicts are happening due to this hypocritical behavior. And live like a dada, dadagiri karo. It's an unwanted, unnecessary behavior that is troubling in most of the household. Maybe due to chauvinism. It's not Vaishnava behavior. We have to be true to ourselves about Lord Krishna. And we are trying to improve. Such teachings are available only to Vaishnavas to become perfect in behavior. Otherwise, on our own, we have 4 defects. And you can't glorify your defects. Imperfect senses. Then prone to be illusion. Commit mistakes. And lie. And liar. Krishna will hate such people. So we have to come out from this defect because Krishna is allowing us to become perfect and we foil his attempts to make us perfect. Hence we have enemies of Krishna. We have enemies of Krishna. Nake tilak, gale mala, yotache kalichela. There are a lot of devotees of Kali. They go with tilak on and kantimala. That's not it's a hypocrite. Yeah. So japa, improve your japa by hook or crook, because that is the life of the soul. Otherwise, your soul will again become dead without the japa. 4 regulative principles, they are sometimes violated. You can't eat unoffered food. People go for Domino pizza. 4 regulative principles are violated. They do not associate with the devotees just for a show photo. They come, but they go empty-headed because they have no listening capacity. Do you think if we disqualify for mercy ourselves, then who would be giving the mercy? Mercy comes from Krishna only. The Guru is willing to give mercy that he borrowed from Krishna. He is not a miser. But still, if you do not value the mercy, then what is the use to give? No humility. They don't care. They avoid the association of the people. It is Asatsangaschari Vaishnava Acharya comes that avoiding non-devotee. Because that association is also superimposing in our daily devotional practice, for which we became devotees. We do not read Prabhupada's works. How many are reading? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Please read. Prabhupada wrote by the dictate of Lord Krishna. Otherwise, can you imagine at the age of 70 plus, he has been writing? No. Prabhupada said, it is impossible to translate all these books and then to write, more books directly into English. 55 titles he did. He wanted to do in 60 volumes Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Charitamrita. He didn't have Bhagavad Gita of his own. He has manuscripts, but they were not printed. It was in New York and Macmillan Company. Somehow did some service to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada immediately got printed, even without much editing or this or that. But that Bhagavad Gita made so many devotees, even though however faulty in make was that. Tadavaga visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abhaddhavatapi namani anantasya shongitanya shranvantika. This is the rule of devotional service. And Prabhupada got so much response from it. Unfamiliar public can be impressed and become devotee. What to speak of familiar people, they easily avoid and kick Prabhupada. Not needed. I remember the first Rath Yatra in 76 in New York was performed. In San Francisco, it was going on. But in New York, for the first time in 1976, it was, the cart has been made. We needed a bigger place, open place to make the cart. And devotees found nothing, but somebody came and he said they have a big railway yard. And the real estate is having, if you can approach, and devotees approach them. It was Donald Trump. He gave free of charge, and devotees paid the cost. Jayanand was there, but Jayanand left his body just a month before the Rath Yatra. So much in exchange that Srila Prabhupada showed in his Vaishnava behavior to Jayanand. Oh God. No such a devotee can ever have this kind of glorification. And Prabhupada told in every Rath Yatra, put Jayanand's cart. Photograph on the Subhadra. This is important. A Vaishnava is a Vaishnava. Cannot replace it. So we have to learn this and improve our lifestyle. We are not karmis. A Vaishnava cannot be called as a karmi. Karmi is entangled by the laws of karma. Vaishnava, no, he is not entangled because he is offering everything to Krishna and he is free of any obligation. But it doesn't mean that he has to take disadvantage of this so-called certain situation. So, devotional service that is entitled to him, deity worship, austerity. Perform Ekadashi, it is coming around, right? Then Ekadashi rules and regulations are put together. Mothers are feeling a lot of austerity with the kids. They appreciate it. Thank you. What are the favorable principles and unfavorable principles in executing devotional service? Always perform favorable. Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam Bhakti. Not whimsical. Try to understand what Krishna likes. If you have to serve the devotees, try to understand what devotees like. The best way to please Krishna is to please Guru. And best way to please the Guru is to please the devotees. Simple equation is there. And you will be better off in your approach and all these etiquettes that are necessary. How Brahmanas differ from Vaishnavas? Know it. If you confront a Brahmana by tradition or by birthright, be humble, okay? But give reference to the content of their claim in the Shastra. Hello, Shudra Sambhavana. There will be no birthright to the Brahman. Neither they perform the activity. Prabhupada even picked up this particular point to illustrate this. He says, when we were young children in Calcutta, we had a neighbor, Brahman family neighbor, and there were several children. They were also growing up. We were kids, but they were becoming bigger. But then they could not find job of a Brahman. So they ended up doing the work of pushing the cart. So one such, Brahman Janayudhari, like Rahul Gandhi. He was when this person would pass through our street, we used to call them Panditji Pailagu. Panditji Pailagu. And that Thelawala said, "Beta jeete ho. Ashirwad dena bhulta nahi ho." But he thinks he is Brahman, that's why the kids are respecting. But if he is a Brahman, what are the qualifications of Brahman and what he is supposed to do, Krishna spells out. What is that? Krishna says, Sama, Damaha, Tapaha, Shaucham, Shanti, Rajava, Mevacha, Jnana, Vijnanam, Astikyam, Brahma, Karma, Swabhava. Swabhava. People do not want to go according to their own nature. Swabhava. They should be situated in more of goodness, but they are ending up working in the more of ignorance. What is this? It's a control. So, why do they call themselves a Brahman? If they are not performing the activity of the Brahman, not cultivating such culture of a Brahman, is not performing the activities like Yajana, Yajana, Patana, Patana, Dana, Pratikya, is not doing. Then why he is called Brahman? Why one should become a Brahman initiate if he is not going to serve the temple? Watch out. It's not a title or glorification of one's advancement. No way. You'll be grilled. You'll be shocked. Kapil Dev is telling to Devahuti, the third canto, about devotional service and deity worship. If a devotee who is assigned to do the deity worship, he has to be extremely careful in his etiquette. Not only cleanliness and other things that we saw, but how to approach the deity. Not as a stone statue. That is a hellish mentality. But is the deity, it's called Vigraha Seva. Vigraha is the name of the body, which is capable to exchange the sentient feelings with the people. So, what are the sentient feelings? They are not material in nature. They are not bodily feelings. My dear Lord, by my service, am I pleasing to you? Oh, Oma Jnana, Tatva Jnana, Ashubham Yanmaya, Shantuva, that's a fantastic name. Sthiti Seva, Shati Yatra, Sthiti Yatra, Sarvatma, Shamasvamatu Sudana, please forgive me if I have done a mistake in my service to you. Please forgive me. Why? Pratigya tava Govinda, name bhakta pranashyati, iti sanskruti pranasya. Because your promise that my devotee will never perish. However, I am a devotee. This is humility. We have to show the humility towards the deity and similarly reflect that same humility to the congregational member. If there is contradiction, then the whole game is over. That is the responsibility of a Brahman. He can't cheat, he can't lie. Brahmins are always truthful. They should be very punctual. Kalo aham asmi. If Krishna can claim, then why we neglect the timing? We have to be on time. Unless there is some valid reason. Oh, होता है चलता है चलो आज 10 बजे भगवान के पार खोले नहीं चलेगा. You are a servant, you are not Lord and Master. बहाना नहीं. अरे भगवान को ठंडी लग रही है तो कैसे जल्दी उठे. Was there a, so many sentiments are pouring out. Because Pujari is not waking up early. He is taking the shelter of Krishna. Krishna, don't wake up. So what? How would they be able to take bath at -30 degrees and that too in cold water? Running water never freezes. But we experience that in nowhere else. They can afford even this. And even in New Zealand now plenty of hot water. But we experience. A little experience will be a permanent memory. That at least we participated in every time according to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada never recommend that you have to take cold bath. You will never see in such state. But they will fully agree. In the beginning, there was no big temple. They rented a house in San Francisco with only one bathroom. And Karandar was president of the temple. The temple with no deities, nothing but photographs. And everybody was supposed to attend Mangalarti. There were 28 devotees, brahmacharis, no Matatis. They have weird hairs because they came out from hippie ground. Some have bunch of hair so big. Some have jata choti. And they had to stand in line with one bathroom. And everybody has to get up, the toothbrush and everything. And Karandar would stand at the shower. There was no shower, only bucket. And he will fill the bucket and give to the devotee. Count 2 minutes from now. Go! And come out. Within 2 minutes. And it's like a military camp. They used to remain in military camp and they executed the same way. It's a discipline after all. Stern discipline than the military camp. So, and he would make sure all 26 devotees would be there in Vedavyasapriya. So, otherwise, one may take like me more than about 40 minutes to take bath. That cannot be there for you. Yeah. So anyway, importance of time, allotted time. Then chanting the mantras with meaningful understanding for meditation, like Gayatri mantras, Panchatattva mantras. When you chant, you must focus on the Panchatattva itself. When you chant mantra, it's not mambo jumbo, mambo jumbo. No, mantra. And you don't have to see but you have to meditate on Panch. Because everywhere there are no Panchatattva hanging on the calendar or anything. And Gayatri, when you chant your Gayatri, you have to memorize the Gayatri mantra, but also memorize the meaning. You don't have to chant the meaning, but you have to meditate on the 10 times each Gayatri mantra, Pakka, but meditate on the meaning. That's how we have to, focus. Now, talking of the offenses, 10 offenses against the holy name. Enumerate, first and foremost, to blaspheme the devotee who has dedicated his life and propagating the holy name of the Lord. So consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva and Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. That disobey the orders of spiritual masters. The fourth, Vedic literature and literature persons. Fifth, to consider chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Sixth, to give some mundane interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7, 8,
consider the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra one of the auspicious rituals.
9, the instruct the praises. 10, can you give 1 hour lecture only? 10 offenses. We'll be giving on Sunday. Right? Listen carefully. Then, these are the offenses on the holy that you have to memorize. But there are 52 offenses on the Seva Aparadha. Most are very familiar, but not even unknowingly or unintentionally, but we commit these mistakes while we are, standing in front of the deity. We start talking. That's not good. Then some books they describe only 36 as Seva Aparadha. But in Haribhakti class, no problem. Would you stretch out your legs in front of the deity? No, like that. No. Then the offense is against the holy dham. That includes Vaisnava Aparadha also. The holy dham is not different than Lord Shri Krishna. It is not allowable to take Govardhan Shila by yourself. You have no right to touch. Only when a sadhu sannyasi of local gives you, then take and worship. So, how much intimate the seva should be? Giriraj is no different than Lord Shri Krishna. And Shalagram is coming from Gandaki in Nepal. That is Vaikuntha. You can't make Krishna or Radharani out of Shalagram. That's some devotees that will do. You can put Kanai Balai, Krishna and Balaram, Giriraj Shila, and worship. But Vishnu Tattva will be mostly identifiable with Sudarshan Chakra. So all the Shalagram would have Sudarshan. And in science, we studied that these are fossils. Who studied the fossils? Biology, anybody? So they are kind of mollusks. And Nautilus is the general configuration of that mollusk, and it will be fossilized. Means there are so many things can be fossilized, but it takes a little bit time to get converted into fossils like stones. See, water contains the soluble ingredients of the soil. They deposit over the time and become like stone. Similarly, in water, so in the land also. If you visit USA and state of Arizona, it's called fossilized desert, or the trees are fossilized. You can see the markings. Dinosaurs are fossilized. So, but we do not worship them. Neither we worship this mollusk called Nautilus, which is having the shape of Sudarshan Chakra. But we see so many pictures, Lord Nrsimha, this famous picture, with a wide mouth, and devotees want to meditate. Lord Nrsimha is Ugra Swarup within that. The depressions are there. There are Ganesh Shilas in Shalagra category. There are Ganesh Shilas I have seen. One devotee in Varanasi, he was a business, but he was fond of worshipping 60,000 Shalagra. For main big Shilas he has, he would put two beds, wooden bed, joined together and place the Shalagra after washing and cleansing with sandalwood oil. Some are painted with chandan, others. But he has shown us so many varieties of Shalagra. Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, all the 10 incarnations. Shalagra. But it is where your mind is set, where your mind is set, you will remind of the Lord. That becomes your worshipable deity. So whether you can have such figurine coming in the form of sand, or you make the sand one of the ingredients in putting the rangoli type of thing and make an akriti, becomes worshipable, or it becomes a part of your festivities that you decorate with insignia of worship. Nothing wrong. Similarly, in water, the image of the Lord reflected in the worship. Wooden, metal, all these 5 major things are utilized. So in this way, we look into the meditative aspect to concentrate on the Supreme Absolute Truth, which can be remembered forever at the time of our death. So Krishna reciprocates. If you have Ganesh Shiva, you will confine only to Ganesh, but you will worship with the meditation of Lord Ganesh's activity in relationship with the Supreme. That's the way. It's not a demigod. You will chant the mantra, Yadapada Pallava Yugam Pranithaya Kumbha Prande Pranama Samayita Ganapya Vignan Vihantam Amalasya Jagatrayasya Govindamati Purisham Amstajami. Adi Guru Krishna will do. Like that. So these are the, I talked very superficially because it is a very composite kind of class that takes minimum 6-7 days to take the full seminar. Thank you for sparing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to refer to one of your quotes actually regarding the difference between Brahmana and Vaisnava, which you have mentioned in the COVID class. Zoom. Brahmana is called the intelligent class, whereas Vaisnava uses this intelligence to realize supreme truth. And I want to compare this one. Brahma Jana is the Brahmana. So how can we compare these two statements?
Now, Brahma is a very broad term which is inclusive of both material and spiritual energy. It's called Brahma. Brahmano hi pratishtham. I am going after Aham. That is Krishna.
Yeah.
So, Brahman may not go to Krishna.
Okay.
He will be under the impression of Brahman, Aham Brahmasri. But because Mayavadi also, he can also become anti-Krishna. Then what is the value of such a Brahman? Remember the story of the Brahman and the cobbler?
Yes.
That is good enough. Radhika, you don't have a question. No. Why? You have become very sober.
He's doing Kirtan, Maharaj.
Yeah, I heard that last time. Last year.
Yeah. Kirtan Samurai. Anyone else has any questions for Maharaj?
Yes.
So devotees, this is regarding devotees at different levels, how we treat them. If the devotee is senior by years, by practice, we see in their character, they may not act in a senior way. And so our tendency to respect them as a senior devotee not be so much there. So is that a breach of Vaishnava etiquette?
Well, if he wants to project himself before somebody as something important, or what is the motive of such a behavior? he should come in limelight. He wants to project himself by so-called humility. What is the intention? How in mutual dealing with the Vaishnavas, one has to be very submissive and approach of any quality. If that is absent, then probably there are other ulterior motivations and such associated. So, one has to be recognized as a philosophy that he is a Vaishnava. But one should not expect himself that somebody recognizes him as a Vaishnava. And where is the, when you have thrown out the he will respect everybody, but he will not anticipate any respective return. Right? So we may let it go superficially. Oh, he's a normal person, and he should be considered. He has importance amongst us. But you might have to wait and watch how long one can do. If something triggers out that is not pleasing to him, he will immediately show his real color. To tolerate inconvenience is a very good virtue. Amani normality. Without anticipating any respect, we should respect without any terms and conditions to all of us. Respect for Vaishnava and unconditional unconditional. So we may not realize what is the motive in presenting himself until have some experience. That if you are a Vaishnava, you will not criticize him in any state. Maybe friendly, over friendly. There are many things, but sometimes it becomes a hidden agenda that we'll never know. We have been facing some problems in Brisbane. Some devotees, some Vaishnavas, initiated devotees, went out of their way, stopped supporting the temple. They purchased a bigger property there, but now they want them to come. No, they were asking the deities to come and situate, because right now they are in a small house. They have been there for a long time, and devotees are really demanding. The congregation is growing up so much. So they were thinking that we will be able to do it. But the motivations were completely different. So Vaishnava etiquette will demand something that we can't be overzealous to institute, that because we are resourceful people, we can do it. But why not in conjunction with the desire of the devotee? Follow my point. So what are the hidden motivations that you have to wait and watch? So there are varieties of associations that people do. So much somersaulting, so much going on. Because people do not understand the Vaishnava principle. They grew up in Vaishnava community right from the childhood, but still, not knowing the proper etiquette, this is a matter of etiquette. So Prabhupada, Hare Bhakti Vilas describes this Vaishnava in very, very great detail. Prabhupada wanted us to know this, so we can, look into it. What I read is only classified items as sequential, 6 groups of the chapters on Vaishnava etiquette. It's produced by Chapati Temple. Not a single moment should be spent without Vaishnava etiquette. Everything is the entire life of a devotee is on the basis of Vaishnava etiquette. No spare time, Prabhu, for gossiping or going somewhere, no time. That's how Prabhupada ideally put it. We may consider our devotional service as a part-time job or full-time job. How many are part-times? You have so many people, but they don't want to raise their hand. Like that. Vaishnava is a Vaishnava, whether part-time or full-time. That's okay. Anything else?
His Holiness Vedavyasapriya Swami Maharaj ki.